All right, Team Faith Dynasty, good evening. It is Monday, February 27th. Super excited that I get to share today my takeaways from the New Leader Conference call. But a couple of reminders. I think basically, if you're in a team cup, I know we're down to the last 48 hours. Do not go down without a fight. I'm going to tell you right now, just get Monica getting that email from corporate with Success Club. For the Success Club trip, that's how she got it, because she met Success Club last month. So you want to make sure that you hit Success Club every month if you want to get off that waiting list. There's space that are becoming available. You want to make sure you get on that. And it's a $300 non-refundable fee. The good thing is Success Club pays for itself. Success Club, you hit a Success Club pays for this trip. So you want to make sure that you are there. So that's basically what I wanted to remind you guys. Don't go down without a fight. Go help a life, as I say. You definitely want to be there. There's Sujay. Hi, Sujay.
Hey, sorry.
No problem. So I actually messaged Sujay and I tagged everybody that hit Success Club last month. Guys, I think you all here right now. Zelly, who else? Zelly, Angie, Sujay. Check. Hi, Angie. Welcome back. Check your spam every day. And this is true story. I know 2 people personally that got their email sent to spam. They never saw it. The time period passed and they lost the opportunity and they never got on that boat. It happened last year for the cruise and it happened this year for Punta Cana. Don't just check your regular inbox every day. Check your spam folder. Very, super highly important. I believe you guys are going to get off. I believe it. This is Angie's 2nd month as a coach. She already hit Success Club, and 1 more month and she's getting that free ticket to Summit. So it's amazing of what's happening in our team. We're seeing the results. I love it. And Lord willing, guys, pray for Kiking, okay? Lord willing, Kiking will say yes to have them go on this trip with us. And Lord willing, you guys continue to hit Success Club. So a couple of you just need one more life this month. Go help that life, because I know you guys are going to get on that waiting list, because it's first come, first serve as long as you're hitting Success Club. So go hit that live and take advantage of this trip, whether it's for you and your spouse or you want to take your family, it is there. So that's pretty much it. All right, so NLC. Are you guys hearing a noise behind me? Or is it okay? You hear it? Okay, let me close my door. Thank you. My husband is drying clothes, so I shouldn't be saying that, right? I should be the one drying clothes, but my husband's drying clothes. Sorry. Yes, it is his uniform. So he does his uniforms. I do everything else in the house. So anyways, NLC takeaways. So I was trying to figure out what would be the best way for me to share all this information without overwhelming you, right? So I just decided, you know what? I'm going to go session by session and just kind of share like little nuggets from each speaker. We've had 3 top coaches that literally they shared their all. I was amazed I feel like they treated us as if we were like their personally sponsored coach. Literally, like they didn't hold back. They just said, oh, do you want to be successful? Here you go. And like, blah. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'll start off by telling you that my expectations going to this event was one thing and I came out with another. I thought it was going to be like a private mini summit. Honestly, that was my expectation. I thought I was going to go get a bunch of tools and go home and do it, but they were real. And I guess I love storytelling. I love people that can tell us the real work. And that's what they did. They were real. They told us their failures, their wins, and everything else in between. And I got to learn a lot from them. So the event started off with Michael Neiman. He is the president, one of the presidents. There's 3 presidents in the company. I don't know them by title, but his session was called Setting the Bar. And basically, he was talking about how if you want to grow in business, whether you're trying to retire your husband or you yourself, you're trying to make a full-time income, what you should be focusing on is on the leadership ladder. Does everyone know what the leadership ladder is in the Coach Online office? If you don't, okay, I will post, and I'm going to make notes of this I am going to post, it's in the coach online office, but I will also post a screenshot of it in the team page. And so he told us that that's what we should be focusing on. Work with people with the leadership ladder, because if you do that and you do it according to their goals, then they will meet their goals and they'll continue to go to another level. So that was, I was like, and we've heard that before, but when they give you numbers and figures and like, they literally, they have so many slides, and it just everything just came to life. One thing is seeing this document in the coach online office, and another thing is like giving us like literally pure examples with numbers, and it just became alive. And I was just like, wow, you know. So that was it. Then he also said that Success Club is the engine to a thriving organization. And this is key. And I know I stress it, and I always say this. I've been saying this for a very long time. Success Club is literally the foundation. I know, you know, we're trying to do a lot, and I say we because I'm the same way. You know, I'm running a group of you know, Real with Melanie, just kind of like a life group, life coaching group, not necessarily just health and fitness and this and that. And, you know, I complicate my life, and at the end of the day, it's true what he said. He said Success Club is the engine. Like, if you take care of the engine, everything else follows. So that was such an eye-opener in the sense of seeing it in that manner, because sometimes we try to do too much instead of just focusing, like putting our heads down and just focusing on one thing, and then everything else just kind of follows. And so that's that. Let's see. He said out of the leadership ladder, again, I'm going to post what the leadership ladder is in our team page, and then you can also check in the coach online office. He said what we need to do, whether you're a newer coach or you got 2 stars sitting here, and these were his words, whether you're dealing with a new coach or you're the 2 stars sitting here, or a 5-star, 10-star, like what you need to focus is in the middle, being a team leader and helping others become team leaders. And if you focus on that middle section of the leadership ladder, you will have a thriving, growing business. So he said mastering takes daily persistence, and that's where most of us fail, because we do a power hour once or twice a week. And of course, that's when the whole classroom was so silent, you know? Like, you could tell in those moments where you're like, you know, because it's like that, and it's true. I'm guilty of that. There are times where I'm like, I'm gonna do 6 power hours this week, and then like come Monday, good, come Tuesday, and then come Wednesday, and then life gets busy, and next thing you know, it didn't happen, right? So that's like, again, you know, you kind of felt like the room just quieting down. And then he said, we all do the vital behaviors. And at that point, he's talking to the 2-star and above, because, well, actually to everybody. I'm sure you, some of you here in this call, I know you're super organized and consistent with your own power hour. But he was saying, you guys as 2-stars, you all do the vital behaviors. Clearly you're here. He said, it's how you do them that makes the difference. And that really hurt, because I can sit here and say, guys, I invite 5 days a week. I mean, 5 times a day. But if I'm not really helping people, am I really effectively inviting? Because the execution is not happening. We can invite, but how are we inviting? And I actually spoke to a coach this morning. I'm not going to say name, but I spoke to a coach this morning. I'm like, I don't doubt that the conversations are happening. I don't doubt that this is happening. It's what's happening in those conversations that we need to kind of monitor. And I started asking questions. Well, are you digging into the why? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And she's like, oh, I think I should spend more time on that. And I'm like, okay, well, there you go. You know, so one thing is doing it, and another thing is effectively doing it. And we're going to focus on that in the next few weeks. Okay. And he just said, and I actually highlighted, he said, just focus on mastering the basics. Super simple. That was the opening session. Then it was Jeff Hill, literally one of my favorite people in this company. Jeff Hill is the guy that interviews the people in the National Wake Up Call. And his message was called Good to Great. It's actually a book, and he is like in love with that book. He talks a lot. Okay, Maria, he talks a lot about the book, and he based his opening. This is still part of the opening. he based it on the book. The book is called Good to Great by Jim Collins, if anybody's interested. So basically, the book is about the whole point of the book is how good is the enemy of great. And believe it or not, and I'm just being honest, I had a couple of you in mind saying this because there's a few people in our team who have amazing potential, but we play safe. And I say we because I'm going to include myself in that. In certain aspects in the business, Barbara, you're so sweet. She's like, but literally, like, you play safe, you know, and it's like, no, it's okay. No, it's fine. You know, I'll do it this way because, you know, if I fail, it's not as hard or it's not as painful, right? Or like whatever it is. But the point is, we stay on the good side, but good is the enemy of great. And when we should strive to be great. So basically, that was his whole thing was about. I don't know if you saw my post from last night. I was in a beach body picture like this, whatever. If anybody got a chance to read it, I'm about to tell you nuggets that I posted on that phone call. I mean, on that post that it was from here. He said, when you're honest about your situation, the solution becomes evident. And that rocked me because I know the situation that I'm in financially and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, like this is good. He also said that we need to give our business that edge, and we need to figure out what the edge is. If you feel stuck, then what's the edge that's missing? So he challenged us to start thinking about that. He said, this is not a quick, rich business or scheme. It was never intended to be that way. This business, it's mirrored just like our fitness programs. You have to do the work. And that was so good. It was one of those drop mic type things because that's just how our programs are, right? None of our programs are easy, let's be real. But we can see the results if we put in the work. And he's basically saying our business is mirrored the same. You got to put in the work to see the results. Boom. Ouch. And then he said, we help people do hard things, but we have to first lead ourselves during the process. Because nobody in this company ever wants us to be the perfect body or the perfect anything. We have to go through it with the people. We are challengers ourselves. Okay, so that was his part. Then we went on to Ashley Smith, one of the speakers, and she spoke twice. Also, the other speakers, so Ashley, Micah, and Melanie Mitchell, they all spoke twice. So her first session, she talked about what a difference a year makes. Let me tell you her story so you could understand. This time last year, she was sitting in the audience like Melanie, a 2-star diamond. She went there. She don't like goal setting. She had goals, but she didn't like goal setting, like goals with no dates, basically a dream and wish. She was scared of it, but she qualified for the conference, so she made it. And basically, she told us her story, how there had to be a mindset shift in that conference this time last year, and today, or at the end of the year, clearly, because she's a 2017 top 10 coach, number 4. So she was like literally down here and ended up at the top of the company, number 4, in less than 1 year. She sat there in February. So definitely it was inspiring. Not that I'm going for top 10. I'm not going for top 10, but it was inspiring to see how as soon as you have, and so she talked about her mindset shift. As soon as you have goals and an action plan in place and you work the plan, because it doesn't matter what you have. You could say right now, I'm going to Puerto Rico for the retreat. Really? Where's your plan? How are you going to get there? What are the qualifications? How are you going to work it? You know, how many people do you need to bring on? Or you could tell me, Mel, I'm going with you to Las Vegas in October for the for the leadership conference. As you guys know, I could take one person, one-star diamond with me. So you could say, I want to be that person, but if you're not working the plan, then you're just wishing right now. And so for me, when I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, I want this team to be elite. We have what it takes to be elite. Do I have a written plan for that? And to be honest, I don't. We just kind of been working it every day. Everybody's pretty successful. We're growing, we're recruiting, but there hasn't been an actual solid written plan. So by the end of the week, I promise you guys, we will have a written plan because we're all going for this together. This is not Melanie going for elite. This is Team Faith Dynasty going for elite. So I definitely did relate a lot with her. And so write this down, reflection time from her part. She said these are the 4 questions she asked herself the moment she left the leadership conference, and what was game changer for her. Okay. Number 1, where are you today in your business? Number 2, where's your mindset? You were in a NLC, so I'm going to ask you a different question. What are you feeling right now hearing this information? And what do you need to do to see yourself as a leader? And you are all in the, are you? Yes. Everybody here right now, I'm looking, yes. You're all in the inner circle page. So I would love to have these answers and tag your accountability partner by tomorrow afternoon. And you'll see, you'll help each other. Or, well, yeah, I was gonna say in the chat, but then it might get lost in there. So, yeah, go ahead.
What was the last question?
Do you see yourself as a leader? Wait, how did I ask that question? Because I changed it a little bit because theirs is a little harder. Did anybody write the last one?
What? Go ahead.
It was what you need to do as a leader, right?
What do you need to do to see yourself as a leader?
There you go. Yeah, because
I'm sorry.
You got it?
I'm sorry, I got disconnected in the elevator. Can we just like share it on the chat right here, I guess,
Yeah.
so I could have them? Thank you.
Barbara, can you, later on after the call, can you type them?
Yeah.
I changed the last 2 because they were pertaining more on rank level, and I don't want to give you something that's not attainable. So it's similar, but it has to do with 2-star stuff. So I just kind of changed it a little bit. Okay?
No, I've been so disconnected lately. Who's my partner?
I am. I am. For now at least. Okay, so my question, who wants to go to that conference next year? Angie, Kari, Jessica, Zelly, Barbara, got it. So Sujay, okay, got it. Awesome. I don't know how to do this. I think I see everybody. Okay, my screen just kind of froze. So if I didn't shout out a name, just to let me know. And we will, we're gonna, yeah, I'll get to that. Okay, so that was that part. Then Micah Folsom spoke about developing a leadership mindset. And she basically said in the first part of the session, she was talking about how leadership and mindset is the foundation that takes to take your business to the next level. But the interesting thing about her is that she never considered herself a leader going into the business. This is something that she focused on personal development, and then it got there. She focused on persevering. There was 2 words she focused on, perseverance and passion. And everything else followed. And the reason why I'm making that so clear is because it's easy. I don't want you to look at these notes and say, she's given her notes on leadership. Yeah, but let me tell you, one day, Micah Folsom, Melanie Mitchell, Ashley Smith, and myself, like one day we were new coaches like you. And I say like you, I know Zelly's here, and Kari, you guys are older coaches, but you know, one day, I was a diamond coach. One day I was just a coach like Jessica or like Gabby. Like we all started in the same place. There's no favoritism in this business. Everybody starts in the same place. Everybody. So we all literally have what it takes to get anywhere we want. Okay. So for you to be a leader, you have to be persistent and consistent. And if you want a book that talks about that, about being persistent and consistent, there's a book called Grit. GRIT, and basically that's what she was teaching us on. She wants us to focus in two things. She said, listen, and what I learned about Micah, on a side note, between this and the other one, and I actually the other session that she did, I learned simplicity with her. She said, focus on two things, guys. Like, you guys, I'm sure you guys, it's funny because they said it, you guys probably came here looking for this huge blueprint on how do you get to top 10, or how do you get to this, how do you make 100 grand in a year. You know, literally, she's like, it's 2 steps. Number 1, learn to lead yourself, be consistent with yourself, and number 2, use your servant leadership. Serve others wholeheartedly. Whether they buy something from you or not, serve people. They'll come around. Serve people, serve. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. You know, like literally. And so, and I'll tell you what the changes that I'm making to my business, that if it's not falling under that, then it's not happening, you know? So that's that. And so part number 3 was Melanie Mitchell. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because she has an entire video, YouTube video, that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, where she talks about how to become a master planner. And so she basically took that video and put it into this. However, one thing that I want to make sure you're not doing, which that's how we're gonna end today. You need to be speaking to your niche. You need to be speaking to that woman that you are trying to help and attract. It's very important. And they actually had a session with us how to go over our own mission and vision, which I'm gonna do with you guys because it really gave me a lot of clarity. But for me, my niche is I speak to women that are mom, that struggle with time management, that want to be more confident and want time and financial freedom. Simple as that. That's who I speak to on social media. That is you guys. Think about it. That is every single one of you here. I was thinking about this, and when I read it, immediately I was like, this person, every single one of you on this call. That is literally why you're in my team, because I attracted you, you know? And then think to yourself, what are her problems? And then you think of her problems. And again, we'll talk about this at the end. And she talked about how there's 3 ways she goes over. Every Sunday, she sits down to plan. She does her master plan for the week, and she measures her progress from the week before. She gets creative, you know, with her time in terms of what time am I going to listen to time management and things like that. And she always shares with an accountability partner. At this point is usually her husband, that she shares her calendar with to make sure that everything is fine, it's off, it's on the 80-20 rule and things like that. And she said that what has been key to her business, mind you, if you don't know who Melanie Mitchell is, she's been top coach 3 years in a row. She's been top coach since I've been coaching. Top coach. And she said, you know, it's funny. People ask me, what is it that I do to be on the spot? Or what is it that I do to be top 10? Because she was top 10 4 years in a row. 3 years as number 1 spot, and the year before that, I don't know what spot she landed on, but 4 years in a row. She said, simple, wash, rinse, repeat. Repurpose what works, meaning keep it, throw away what didn't. But day in and day out, I do the same thing over and over and over. Oh, I thought Kari was talking to me. So that's basically what she said. So then they went over a lead and, you know, the qualifications. They went over the power of residual income, which you're going to learn. I hope you guys have all your qualifications by Wednesday, because we're going to do a training on the power of residual income. I can't do it on this call because we will be here forever. But basically it's what you need to do to grow your income. So make sure that you have your qualifications met. By Wednesday, you need to be Emerald. And so you can enter that training, okay? And then we went back to Micah Folsom. She talked about how to develop engaged and passionate coaches. So basically, we know this. I think that's one of the reasons why you guys are so engaged with me. I did relate a lot to her message. I was like, oh, I do that with my coaches. Some things I'm like, okay, I need to change this and stuff. But a lot of it was make sure you support them in their journey, which Barbara and I just had a conversation about that not too long ago. I'm like, I need to be asking more about your personal journey. Like, just because now you're coaching doesn't mean that I shouldn't care now about your journey, your health journey, because at the end of the day, that's part of the business. So one of the things I feel I've been a lot more intentional, and I need to be more intentional, is asking you guys how you doing with your journey. I know I had a call with Gary not too long ago, Barbara, Zelly, and things like that, but I need to be more intentional, because at the end of the day, I'm still your coach. At the end of the day, Ali's still my coach, and so forth and so on. She talked about how we need to dream big, but act small. Every day we need to be working towards the dream. Every day. Not once a week, not twice a week, but every single day. You dream big, but you act small. You take steps every day. She said coaching is a marathon. Coaching is a marathon, not a sprint. It's long term. And it is the baby. And there are baby wins that are the big wins, meaning a rank advancement. You know, something like breaking out of a plateau. Like, coaching means a lot of things, and we need to celebrate every single tiny thing. Let's see what else. Oh. And then they went back to Ashley Smith, and this is the part where it was an opener, because she was talking about vision. And I am going to share something here, because we're going to do this exercise for 1 second. Okay, earlier today in the Inner Circle group chat, I think it was there. I shared, where are you? Right here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. We're about to do a little exercise. Some of you already answered this. I saw this and I thought it was perfect for what she was telling us about. She basically said that one of the best ways to find your vision is literally envisioning who exactly you want to help, how and why, right? So earlier in the chat, and I'm going to unmute yourself. Those of you that did answer, and I'm going to start off with Barbara, because Barbara's hit home to me. Barbara, can you share your vision? Oh, is she here? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi.
I'm here.
When you saw this, tell me what you thought. What was your vision?
My response, I believe it was helping other women overcome the labels and the words that people have said to them and put on them, and helping them so that they don't have to feel the way that I have felt.
Awesome. And so, awesome. Okay, thank you for sharing. Who else answered that can share? I know a few of you did. I just can't remember. Hold on, I'm muting you. Anybody else that's here that got to answer? Sujay, didn't you answer yours?
Can you hear me?
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
You can hear me? Okay. You're like, I'm trying to be on the call, but you keep getting cut off at every fourth word. So it's been very difficult, but I got this when I was at work, so I couldn't really like elaborate on my answer. So I just did like the hashtag lifesaver. And it's just basically, you just never know whose life you're going to touch at any moment and how much of it you're going to touch. You don't know when you say other people feel less broken, you feel broken. And at any moment, it could be like a make it or break it moment for that person. So
okay,
that's what I took out.
Tie that into your vision statement. What's your personal vision statement for your business?
I'm sorry?
So how do you set that into your vision, onto your personal vision statement for your business?
I can't. I know you can hear me, but I cannot hear you whatsoever.
Can you guys hear me, or is it just Monica?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I just have really weak signal.
Okay, all right. We'll work one-on-one after on this one.
Okay.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go back. And so what they were teaching us was, okay, what is your mission? So like, I know my mission, and I'll share with you guys my mission and you know, my mission and my how and stuff. But basically, your mission keeps you honest, humble, and devoted. You know, your mission is what keeps you going when you don't feel like doing that power hour, or when you don't feel like getting that person on the phone, or when you don't feel like doing, you know, we all have that mundane task in our business that we just don't like. It happens, you know. I have a couple of things in my business that I do because I have to, not because I want to. And it is the vision that keeps me going. It keeps me, you know, going whenever I don't feel like it. And then what do you do? What do you want to do for others through your life's work? And this is a good question. And so for me, for example, here, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't forget, because I actually took time and thought about it, sat down, and you know, and wrote it down. So for me, so my mission statement is to help women transition from survival mode to living God's purpose, right? So that's the mission or the vision. And I want to help women who are sick of being in depression, sadness, and or overall stress lives. Okay? And I'm on a mission to turn that into joy, happiness, confidence, and self-love. And so that's my mission. So now everything that I'm doing, if you notice, especially those that are in my Real with Melanie group, and everything is based with those words. If you notice, I share a lot about confidence. I share about love. I share about happiness. I share about, start studying my words, not to copy me, because I don't want you to copy me, but I want you to see how intentional I'm being, and use it as an example on how to be intentional. So what I did in the past was, when I first became a coach, I used to speak with a million words and speak to everybody. So it was like attracting a bunch of people. But now that I'm speaking more directly, I'm attracting the women that I want to help, that women that struggles with time management, the working mom, the working mom, the women in ministry, the busy mom, that's the type of women I want to attract, that I want to work with, and that's the type of women that I am, that I'm attracting, the busy working mom, whether it's working ministry or both, but that's who I'm attracting, and that's who I'm speaking with. So we'll definitely touch more on that, because I want to give you some time to work on that. I want to show you Ashley's. Let's see if I can. I don't know how to use this. Okay, hers is. This is Ashley's mission. By the way, when she was sitting there last year, she didn't even know what her mission was. And at all. She was like, I don't know, like when they were talking about goal setting and vision and mission, she was like, I don't know, like whatever. But now her mission is to inspire and empower women to live a happy, fulfilled, and purposeful life full of passion and belief. And that is what everything that she works around her business is based on, the mission statement she plays for herself and her team. Okay, now I want to clarify this, because I feel like I don't want anybody to feel like my mission statement is your mission statement. You have your own mission statement, and you have to stay true to it. That doesn't mean that we don't use the same resources to grow the teams and things like that. Not at all. But when you know your mission statement, that's the woman you attract. That's how you run your business, and everything starts becoming a lot clearer. When I worked with Courtney to come up with my mission statement back in, when did I hire Courtney? I don't know if you guys remember. Oh, December 2015. And I started running the business January 2016 with my mission statement in mind. That's when I started recruiting and working with women that were part of that mission statement. That's you guys, a lot of you guys. I know I have older coaches here too, but I finally learned about the mission statement, and it stayed the same since. I haven't changed it. I'm true to it, because that is really what makes my heart leap. So then from there, we went on to Melanie Mitchell, and we talked about the effective time management and life balance. Okay. And this was for me because I have no balance, in the sense of I work around other people's schedule because I'm at home and I have this guilt trip of, but I'm home. I can't work around everybody else's schedule. And she's telling us, no, no, no. You set a schedule and you go out of your schedule only if somebody needs it. Somebody can't work around it because of work and their hours are a little bit different than yours. Then you make a switch, but you have to create a schedule. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess, which I'm going to sit down and I'm going to create one. I already have calls, for example, with Maria and Barbara. They're already there, those calls every week and stuff like that. But I need to, and it's funny because the moment I've been thinking, even in the plane on the way here, I'm like, I need to structure a couple of more things, like my laundry. Right now, my laundry gets done when it can get done. And she's like, no, your home is your priority. I know, it's horrible, right? I'm saying that and it's being recorded. And so I need to plan basically plan my week. And she's cracking up. Plan my week so everything stays as a priority, And it's funny because people, I don't know about you guys, if you ever feel this way, but for a long time, I felt guilty putting my business as a priority. And she said it. She's like, I became top coach because number one, I schedule myself and I schedule my family and I schedule everything that needs to be done. And she said, number two, when I make a list of priorities, my business is a priority. My business doesn't go in the back burner just because. Like, my business is a priority. It's God, my family, myself, and then my business. But those four things, they are my priority. And I was like, yes. And so I was like, sorry, she didn't know I was recording. So I was like, wow, that's awesome, because for a long time, I felt guilty seeing my business as a priority, and my business started growing and changing as I made it a priority, obviously with boundaries. Everything has boundaries, And now I'm going to have a little more boundaries for myself because I don't want to continue to run my business the way I have been. I want to be a little more structured. Like using more calendar items and things like that versus, hey, yes, I'm available, call me. Like, no, like if I'm doing, for example, this morning, Zelly was like, hey, are you available? I'm like, yeah, sure. I was listening to it was my personal development time. But if somebody texts me, I'll stop it and I'll just get on the call. What she's saying is, no, if you scheduled an appointment to do your personal development, that's what you're doing. Shut off your phone. I don't know how to do that, but I will learn. Not overnight, but I will learn, right? So anyways, that was a bunch of stuff. She talked about priorities. She talked about the best use of her time. And again, I'm going to share YouTube that she talks about all of this. So yeah. And then Kim Carver went over the importance of coach basics, the importance of duplication, and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about that right now. They talked about compliance tips. We had a whole hour dealing with compliance. Let me tell you what compliance is, and I just want to tell you one thing about compliance. Compliance is a department that basically runs reports and makes sure that we're doing things the right way, that our credit cards are being used in the right accounts and things like that. And we do have one change as of March 1st. As of March 1st, you can only run one network marketing business. So I don't think anybody in my team has another network marketing business. But they said that we had to give them, we had to kind of tell our teams. So there's my notice, how, as of March 1st, you cannot go and be in two different network marketing companies. You were able to do that at some point, but it is a cool change, which I don't mind because I bleed Beachbody Blue and I'm not trying to be with another company. They talked about the power of Shakeology. That was interesting. I love Shakeology, but man, once they start getting down to those ingredients, I'm like, oh my God, but it's amazing. I love learning about it. I love being able to tie, when I'm talking to people, being able to tie Shakeology and see how can it help them and things like that. But when it starts getting a little too technical, I'm like, ew. So, and then the last session, which was the one that impacted me the most. It was Jeff Hill again, and he called it Everything Rises and Falls with Leadership. I'm gonna say it again. Everything rises and falls with leadership. he asked us, you know, what did we learn overall? So I wrote down, from Melanie, I learned balance and time management. From Micah, I learned simplicity. And from Ashley, I learned the importance of vision and goal setting. So just to summarize it for myself. And he said, leadership is creating results that inspires trust. Our job is now to lead at a higher level. It is time to raise the bar in whatever context that is, whether it's our fitness journey, being better, whether it's as a leader, whether it's going from one rank to the next, one leadership ladder next, whatever that is. But our job is to always raise the bar and be a better version of ourselves. And he said, you need to start where you are, but build from there. Never go backwards. He says, results happen in the little extra execution, not when you do the bare minimum. That hurt me. That, I was like, oh, hook. Literally. I'm going to say it again. Results happen in the little extra execution, not in the mundane task or what we do every day. It's when you go the extra mile. It's like that little extra push. And you think of it as your fitness journey. You know, when you go week by week, and one whole week, you're like all messed up, nutrition's all over the place. But then the following week, you got your workouts in, you got your nutrition in, and you're like, yeah, you know, like you went the extra mile. The way it feels, you feel good. Literally, like I'm not just talking about feel good as a coach and as a leader, but even physically, it's like you went that extra mile. So basically, that's how we have to look at it. And so he asked us to simplify, focus, and execute consistently. And I'm gonna be honest, this is my struggle. I complicate things, and I don't need to. And that was my biggest takeaway out of this entire conference. I complicate things. It is the leadership, is the Ruby personality in me, that leader in me that wants to complicate things. I don't know why. It's just, you know, and Angie relates because she's a Ruby too. Like, we just complicate things, and then we go back and we're like, we didn't need to do all those extra steps. Like, we just didn't need to. So just know there's going to be some changes coming in the next couple of days, because we do things that I'm like, and you'll see why. I'm about to show you something. And he said, you don't have to do a lot to have a successful business. Again, it goes back to the consistency. And I'm going to give you guys the document that they gave us, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where have you been? Being an elite team is not what you get. It's who you become. It's who we become together. You know, the word elite means like the best of something, you know? And to be the best team, Fate Dynasty out there, to be the best team, to be one of the best teams, we got to walk that out. We don't get to be the best team or or an elite team. We need to become. It's what we become. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the title. It's how we carry ourselves and what we do with our lives. And this is what, and I actually posted about this today. He said, now is what you do with what you got that matters. Like, it doesn't matter. Good night. Love you. It doesn't matter how much we heard, what we learned, but it's what we do. It's the execution that matters out of 2 days there. He said, turn your intentions into decisions and turn those decisions into action. That's the only way it can happen. Again, I'm going to say, turn your intentions into decisions and then the decisions into action. He said, he was crying. So he had us all crying. He said, I'm going to tell you the story. He said, I'm going to end with this. My grandson, he was saying my grandson was over the house for the weekend, for a long weekend. And I got up and I was going to work. So I'm grabbing my briefcase, I'm walking out the door, and I'm saying it as if I'm him, so you can like feel what I felt, hopefully. And he said, I'm walking out the door. He said, Papa, he calls him Papa. Papa, where are you going? And he says, I'm going to work. Papa, where do you work? He says, I work for Beachbody. Papa, what do you do? And then he said back, and in tears, this guy said, he's like, we are people helping people become better people. And that he just started crying. And he's crying as he's telling us. And then, like, you know, he was crying with his grandson. And he says, we are people that leave a mark in other people's lives. That And that was how he closed, you know, and everybody's like, like, oh, like, oh, makeup all over the place. And I'm like, and I literally, like, those were my two, like, boom, you know, like, now is what you do with what you got that matters. And we are people helping people become better people. That, it wrecked me, like, wrecked me. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're about. Helping people become a better version of themselves. We have an amazing opportunity. God has given us a beautiful vehicle through health and fitness. But let's be honest, we're blessed. We're a Christian team. God uses us spiritually to pour into the lives of women that are broken and hurting, that have gone through junk, starting with us. You know, he's healed us, or some of us are still in the healing process, and he's using us to help others heal and to help others grow, you know, and I can tell you, not that I'm hating on any other team out there, there's many Christian teams, but I'm going to speak for mine. It is a blessing to say that I get to help lives with my sisters in Christ. And that, to me, helping a life is not getting somebody on Shakeology. It's so much more than that. It's spiritually, it's inside out. It's the inside out healing. You know, it's somebody like Barbara who said earlier, she doesn't want to, you know, she doesn't want any other woman to feel like the way they felt. And if they do, she wants to be that lifesaver, as Monica called it, you know. That's powerful. You know, not every team can say what I just said about their teams, you know. So at the end of the day, there's stress success and there's smart success. And to have smart success, we need to simplify things, which I promise you we will. So they gave us resources. Well, first of all, they gave us a bunch of goodies, a hat, bottles. I mean, I even got an Insanity watch. We got a bunch of gifts. We got taken care of, you know, food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, Shakeology. I mean, what didn't they give us? But they also gave us a document that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. A lot of people, I wish I had this document at any time. I've created documents here and there to help me track, but never have I seen something like this. And they made this, one of the coaches, she literally made this and shared it with all of us, and you're going to get it as soon as this call's over. It's called the Coach Empower Hour. And I'm going to go, you don't have to print the whole thing, just print the pages you really do need. But basically, you know, you have a spot for weekly. It's like a weekly guide of your business. And the way they're putting it, before I show you everything, the way they put in it is, or the way, you know, the intent of it is, if you complete this week out, then you have a thriving business. This is what literally Ashley Smith, the woman that was there as a 2-star or 3-star, I don't know what rank she was the day she sat there, but she was there as an NLC attendee. And then went this time around, exactly a year later, as a top 10 coach, teaching us how she does the business, teaching us what she did to be where she's at. This is exactly what she does, and she put it together for us. So there's an area for weekly notes. Then she talks about what are the top goals for the week, but then you can write your monthly goals on here. Like, what are you accomplishing physically? How much you want to make this month? You know, it's $500, is it $1,000, whatever it is. What do you want to accomplish in your relationships this month? Is it 3 date nights with your spouse? Is it, you know, whatever it is? Same thing with your business. Is it enrolling to coaches this month? Is it meeting Success Club? Spiritual as well, and other. And then, of course, this is place for team call notes. You all have notebooks. I'm sure you don't have to print this. But then this is where it gets really good. You have a checklist, a weekly coach action plan, where you can keep track of this. And I'm going to Office Max tomorrow, and I'm going to print 3 weeks worth of this. And I'm going to literally start using it because it's an amazing guide. And basically, every Sunday, you do what I'm about to show you every Sunday. You do it throughout the week, and every Sunday, you have to separate. If you want this to effectively work, you don't have to. This is not a mandate. But if you want this to effectively work, you'd separate 10 to 15 minutes and you look at the week before and see how much you got done. And if you're not getting it done, then obviously you already know the business is not going to grow. But if you get all these things done, every week and you take advantage of this, your week at a glance. Oh, hold on. Oh, I need to mute somebody. Okay, I think I did. And so basically this is your week at a glance, but this is where it gets really good. So let's say Sunday, you're doing a power hour. Your vital behaviors, you check them off. You plan your post for Sunday, your 4 posts, and then you put your schedule for the day. Whatever that is, you know, whether you put on here, you know, church, because it's Sunday. I don't know if anybody works the business on Sunday, but it goes, and then you put your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So those that are struggling with nutrition, this is a good way of tracking your nutrition during the week. So, and then the actual power hour, here you go, your friend requests, your invites, and then you check off, what did you send to? Did you send to, you know, the challenge group or the coaching opportunity? Your 5 hey girl messages, that's just like the connecting messages. Your daily check-in, did you check in on the challenge group, and your free book, and your team page? So basically everything it's a checklist, and if it's filled out, that means you had a successful day. Maybe you don't send out five friend requests, but if you send out 5, then obviously you want to make sure that that, you know, you give yourself a goal, and don't just put 2, you know, say, okay, I don't usually send out 10. I don't know if you do. I send out 5. My goal is that there's 5 names on there, and that there's a check mark if I did send out after they accepted me, if I sent out a message saying, hey, thanks for whatever it is that I may say, depending on who the person is. And then the 5 girl messages, and then my follow-up list. And the same thing goes for Monday. Monday, there you go. First is your schedule, and then your power hour, and so forth and so on. This here, oh, and then for those that are trying to build on Instagram, this is definitely what you want to use to keep track of who you're following, who you're talking to, and things like that. This, when I looked at it, they actually gave it to us in here. I have it on here, and my mind was blown. I was like, what in the world? Where have you been? Like, I needed this in my life, because I have 10 notebooks to be able to track my business. I no longer need that. What I'm going to seriously, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm not going to print the whole thing. I'm only going to print what I feel I need, not the notes section. You know, I'm going to print basically the part that says the Monday through Sunday and the goals of the week. Okay? And I'm going to put it in a binder. And then I'm going to put the title right here. And I'm going to simplify my business. And if I have to, you know, go out of town, my business goes with me. I'm not stressing. It's easy to check who I'm supposed to follow up with. Who did I speak 3 weeks ago? I feel that this is going to help us track to the point where nothing's falling in the cracks. Because at the end of the day, if we're not tracking, then we're not going to have a growing business. So I think this is going to simplify it. What do you guys think? Who likes it? I know some of you guys like checklists and stuff like that. So yeah, so basically that was pretty much it. Leadership was amazing. I really do hope, you know, that you guys like make it there. It didn't just meet my expectations. It took them to another level. I wasn't expecting what I got out of it. I know I kind of just share little nuggets here and there. If I share the entire content, I might, number one, overwhelm you, and we'll be here for another 2.5 hours probably, because it was a lot. It was 2 days worth, or a day and a half worth of a lot of information. We didn't go anywhere. They fed us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They were smart about that. And they were starting and ending on time, but it was an amazing experience being with the leaders. I'm going to leadership it's actually the first week of November, the first weekend of November, and it's for 5-star diamonds and above. But I do have the chance to take a star diamond coach with me. So whoever becomes 1-star diamond this year will be going to that conference with me. This conference was amazing. So I can imagine what it would be like to be with 5-star diamond coaches and above. So whoever becomes 1-star before September 30th will be going to this conference with me. And I'm super duper excited about that. So I hope I get to take one of you guys because I can't take my husband. So I'm just giving his spot away. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions? Kari? Go ahead.
I don't have a question, but I love what you posted about what Carl does with that inspirational wall. So I spoke to Carlos and I said that our gym wall is going to be our inspirational wall. So it's like brick. So we're going to use like Sharpie to write on it. He said, what? So I've been wanting to have something like that. And I was like, so I asked him because I know how he is. He said, go ahead. You're the one that's going to be writing mostly. You write.
Oh my God. So you don't know what she's talking about. Carl Deichler, the way he walks to his office, he has to go through this like, you know, it's like a hallway and then you go up the stairs or something. And like within the hallway, and I'll send you guys the video because I think I still have it. Within the hallway, literally he's always with a Sharpie and like he gets inspired and he writes that inspiration on there. Just like that. And so it's like scribble scrabble everywhere, but it's inspiring. It's like, it's almost powerful. You just walk by this long hallway and it's just his thoughts. Like, you know, and it's just so powerful. So I definitely, I'll see if I still have the video and I'll show it to you. All right. Awesome. Anything else, ladies? No? Awesome. All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for, you know, being on, listening. I really do hope that, you know, as we talk one-on-one, we can kind of set up a game plan. You guys make it to this conference. This conference is definitely game-changing. And then we will be focusing on the leadership ladder. So those that already have calls scheduled with me, that's basically what we're going to be talking about next. And if you don't have a call with me, then let's set it up and let's get going because we got to trust the process. And I'm sure those coaches are the way they are because they trusted the process. So I am just going to do the same along with you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye.